Can a soul perceive without a brain? This intriguing question takes us deep into the labyrinth of the mind-body problem, an age-old philosophical conundrum that has challenged thinkers from Descartes to modern neuroscientists. In essence, the mind-body problem grapples with the relationship between our physical selves and our conscious experiences. Are we simply our bodies, our brains, or do we exist as a separate entity, a soul perhaps, housed within a body? Consider a person without a soul, perhaps represented by a lifeless body. This image is straightforward enough. But what about perception? It is inextricably tied to the brain. A soul that has departed its body, if such a thing exists, can it still perceive? And what happens when we think about cognition, about the brain's role in our ability to think, remember, and perceive? If we remove the hippocampus, the center of memory and learning, our recollections vanish. Take away the frontal lobe, our hub for higher-level cognition, and our capacity for complex thought dissipates. Without the occipital lobe, vision ceases. This gives rise to another intriguing question. If a person has been blind from birth, could their soul perceive sight even though they have never experienced it? If the soul is separate from the body, is it influenced by the life one lived? Or perhaps the soul is not a soul at all. Perhaps our perception, our consciousness, is merely a product of our brain and its intricate electrochemical wiring. If the soul exists, does it reside in the mind, the brain, or perhaps in some alternate dimension? Is the soul merely operating a meaty suit of armor, or are we in fact the meat suit? This raises the question of identity. Are we a soul, or are we a body? We can see the body, but the soul, if it exists, remains invisible. If the soul is separate, it would lack memories, as a damaged hippocampus erases recollection. So, if the soul exists independently of the brain, would it have any intrinsic motivation without the presence of dopamine, the brain's reward chemical? Or would it simply exist devoid of memory, motivation, or other human traits? In this exploration of the mind-body problem, we've journeyed through various theories and perspectives, from the possibility of a soul existing independently of the body to the idea that our consciousness is purely a product of our brain's complex workings. To summarize, the mind-body problem delves into the enigmatic relationship between our physical selves and our conscious experiences, posing questions about identity, perception, and the existence of a soul. Whether we are a soul operating a body or simply a body with a sophisticated brain remains a mystery, a puzzle that continues to challenge and intrigue. This philosophical conundrum, as old as thought itself, remains an open question, a tantalizing enigma at the heart of our understanding of ourselves.